back to the homestead. Today's going to be a little bit different of a video because it's one, going to be short, and two, it's just going to talk about my experience at the Indiana Homesteading Conference. As some of you know, if you've been following me, I went to Homesteaders of America in 2021. Our family had a desire to go to their conference in Front Royal, Virginia, and just see what it was all about. I would say we weren't new homesteaders, but we are not experienced homesteaders, and so it's fun to go and learn. And so the idea was, okay, we're going to go, we're going to learn, it's going to be great. And that conference in 2021, it's put me off going to other homesteading conferences. Couple reasons. One, they were just overwhelmingly underprepared, and two, I felt like it was a big push in fear. Sure, there was knowledge there, but there was a lot of fear too. A balance between prepping with knowledge and prepping because of fear. And we live a homestead life because of knowledge and ability to be able to obtain food at the level that we want. We grow our own food because we know what's been put on it, nutrition, but we're also not afraid to purchase food in the grocery store. So there's a balance to everything. Because of my experience at the Homesteaders of America in 2021 and enjoying the conference, but not nearly how much I thought I would enjoy the conference, I was not excited about going to other homesteading events. I thought, is this just going to be the same thing, where we end up seeing these people and it's a bunch of the information that we already know and it's just not good? Because I've been wanting to expand how I reach people with the goal of becoming a teaching homestead, and a homestead where people are able to learn from, that you guys are able to learn from me either here on YouTube or by coming to my homestead and doing classes. I thought it'd be good to go and meet people that are near to my area. The conference was only a few hours away, and so I thought, okay, let's go. I'll go down. And when I asked Joseph if he wanted to come with me, he said yes. So Joseph and I took the Saturday, Sunday, and went to the conference. And I just have to say, it was good. I went down thinking, I'm going to network, and then realized about partway through the day on Saturday, I'm not networking. Actually, I'm getting really encouraged. I was just encouraged to continue doing what I had been doing. Joseph and I have been farming, homesteading, all of it for years now, and we've learned so much, and there's so much to learn. You never quit learning, but realizing that all of us are on the same path, and all of us are wanting to learn more, wanting to gain more knowledge. There were people there who hadn't even started homesteading, and there were also people there who had been homesteading for years, like us. And it was so good to go around and talk to people and be encouraged by people. I really enjoyed it. As far as a straight up comparison from my experience at Homesteaders of America, I didn't feel like I learned as much at the Indiana Homesteading Conference. It was very focused on beginners, but it was just encouraging to know that I was doing all the right things. I'm doing that. I'm already, and because it was such a smaller conference, there's probably, I think there was maybe 1,000 people there, and the size of the conference made it so that you could actually talk to the different speakers. There would have been an opportunity for me to talk to Joel Salatin, Sean and Beth, Porkrine, who else was there that was a big name? But then there was a bunch of little name people that I was able to speak to that were able to encourage me. A gal who did goats, someone who did herbal and wild crafting, things that you're going to eat, teas you're going to make. I was able to talk to a whole group of ladies at the Hootenanny that they had on Saturday night who were there to just support their friend who was helping put on the event, and just what a weekend of encouragement. And I thought, this is what it's supposed to be. Whereas with Homesteaders of America, it felt very chaotic. And I don't know if it was just the year that we went, but there were so many people there that there were lines to be able to speak to the speakers. And if you got an opportunity to speak to one of the speakers, it was usually pretty rushed. And so it was like, okay, I like the idea of the bigger one every once in a while, but finding smaller conferences. And it just made me excited to continue and to homestead and to do it with what we have. I feel like I've gotten a vision for what we want to do in the future. I know I keep saying this, but I want to make a video with Joseph explaining his ideas that he has for the future, and then how I'm going to mesh that with my ideas and what we're going to create here. Different video. We'll talk about that later. This is mostly just my review of the conference and my encouragement to you to find conferences or people who meet up and talk that are your lifestyle. If you're a homesteader, homemaker, homeschool mama, if you're a person who does, hiking, I don't care what your personal thing is. You need to find people that are your people. Find people that are doing what you're doing and are excited about it. I feel like it's the same reason that we go to church. We go to church to learn, to be encouraged, for the fellowship, for all the things that church does for our souls and our mind and our spirit and our spiritual well-being. Same idea with this conference for my work. What I consider my job. I got to be encouraged in what I was doing and prayed over, and just, like I said, I was really impressed. I'm excited about smaller conferences. I would choose, I think now, to go to the smaller conferences versus the bigger conferences. I felt lost at the bigger conferences. And maybe that's me. I feel like it's a whole bunch of introverts at these conferences, and you're thrown in there with a few extroverts and people who like doing that. But overall, we kind of all do our own thing. And that's, lifestyle really leads to it because you're home and you enjoy being home. And so when you have a bunch of people who are more introverted that get together, it can be very quiet. And I felt like that was what this conference was. It wasn't as noisy and boisterous as the Homesteaders of America conference that I went to in 2021. And it wasn't just like 2 or 3 people getting together or families getting together. It was a group of people wanting to learn, wanting to be encouraged, and wanting to continue doing this lifestyle. There were still some of the prepper people that were, I would say, more over the edge than less for my personal scale of that's too much. I always want to encourage knowledge over fear. Know and have knowledge instead of sitting there and being afraid and doing something because you're afraid. It's just not healthy for you mentally or physically to do things in fear. You're just going to have your fight or flight going all the time, and that's just, it's not good for yourself. And I'm speaking of this from experience because I am working on being freed from that. We don't do things in fear, we do things with knowledge. There were people that were the fear people, and I understand their fear. I just wasn't interested in it. But there were plenty of other things there. It wasn't just that. Overall, I really, really loved it, and I'm looking forward to more smaller conferences and finding more smaller conferences. Now, I don't want you to put this to put you off for any larger conferences. I had friends who went to the Homesteaders of America conference this year, and they said it's changed actually quite a bit. So I need to go to the Homesteaders of America conference again and then kind of compare the two and decide. And maybe it's just my personality that's like, whoa, this is too many people here. I can't do this many people. But I just found there was more time to talk to the individuals, and we had more time to just slow down, speak to the different vendors, all the things. Thoroughly enjoyed myself and was very encouraged to come back and continue and have more of a plan starting from now for the next 5 years. I'm looking forward to getting that video to you guys. But for now, I just wanted to leave you with that encouragement. Go find a conference near you and check it out. Be encouraged, whatever your interests may be. I'll see you guys next week.